Hi everyone. Today is Thursday, December the 16th, 2021, and I heard an interesting question today on Lynette Zhang's ITM trading Q&A today. This question was asked, it was the first question in the Q&A lineup, and it was asked by somebody named, I think, Eric E., if I'm not mistaken. And he asked, why do people say that invest 10% in gold, and how is that supposed to protect me? Will it preserve my purchasing power? What's that 10% all about? Will it protect my purchasing power? And of course, Lynette Zhang said, no, I don't think it would protect your purchasing power. She does prefer a higher allocation, and that's fine. Everybody's allocation is whatever is their comfort level, or what they feel like. I always like to, I remember what Egon von Greer says, how much should you invest in gold? As much as you don't want to lose. But anyways, that aside, I wanted to take a moment to explain the logic behind that 10% thing that people talk about. Because I read about it in detail in Jim Rickards' book, Aftermath, and I think it's in Investment Secret number 6, if I'm not mistaken. And it's about he lays out the precise logic of this. So and of course, you're welcome to do more than 10%, but I just want to explain why he says 10%, and then why people have taken that on to mean 10% is enough, and the logic behind the 10% business. So let us assume that you have $100,000 in investable assets, and it's important to note that this is investable assets, not your other stuff, your private property, whatever things you have, or any sentimental value stuff. No, none of that. Just your investable assets. Let's assume that it is $100,000, and I don't mean to throw that number out to intimidate with that number, but it's just easy mathematically. So you adjust that based on your own life circumstance. So let's take $100,000, and now 10% of that in gold. Again, for ease, I will round up and say it costs $2,000 to buy 1 ounce of gold, including premiums and whatever else. I don't know what the current spot price is. So it's 1770s, 1800, 1850, 19, whatever it is. I don't know. But let's say it all in, it's $2,000 per coin or bar, whatever, per ounce. So you buy how many now? 10%. So you buy 5 coins, right? Or 5 ounces, basically. So now you have your 5-ounce allocation. Now what Jim Rickards also says is 30% cash, because he calls it a barbell portfolio, because that protects you from say you don't have an inflation, say you have a deflation, and the markets tank, then 30%, so $30,000, gives you the optionality to buy at a crash, or to buy the crash, basically. Not buy the dip, don't buy the dip, buy the crash. Buy when it's going upward again. So he says 30 in cash, and I know my energy level is kind of down when I say that, because I'm not so hot on the 30 in cash. I'm not. I kind of lean with Ray Dalio on the cash thing. Anyways, and then 40% in equity. And by that, I'm just, as a proxy, I am just going to use say the S&P 500 as a proxy, okay? And so you take $60,000 and you put it in your S&P 500, say, or any equity, but I'm just using S&P as a proxy. And let us assume that the S&P 500 is currently like at the SPX or VOO, those particular index funds. Let's assume that they are, 400 bucks a pop. Okay, so that's what the S&P 500 is, around like 420 or something. 4,200 or whatever. Anyways, so let's say the value is 400 bucks per share, and you put 60 grand in that item. Okay. Now, let us assume that gold falls 20%, but your equities go up. Whatever, right? Goes from 400 to 500. Okay. It's gone up 20%. Oh, that's great. What is your loss, quote unquote? You bought each ounce for 2,000, and it's lost 20%, so it's gone down to 1,600. All right, so what does that mean in total, right? You went from 20,000 of your allocation. Sorry, was it 20,000? Oh, sorry, 10,000. I keep thinking 20% because I personally am pro 20% allocation to gold. So I keep thinking 20. Sorry, so 10%. Okay, so 10,000. So say you lost now $2,000 on your 10,000 that you put in gold. But that's okay, because your S&P still made you like from 400 to 500, right? So that's a big jump. So on the whole, you'll be covered, on the whole in your investable assets. Okay. So your downside is very little. Say you bought at the top, or say you bought the one day that gold was 2,100 an ounce or whatever. So your downside is minimal, because you went down from whatever 10,000 bucks to how much is it? You lost 2,000, so it went to 8,000. Okay, whatever. You still have the shiny gold coins, and you can touch them and like play golem with them, whatever. Okay. Now let's look at the other scenario, like a proper 1929 style crash. What happens in those kind of crashes? In those kind of crashes, your investable, like your S&P type of thing, it crashes 90%. Okay, so so your 60,000 is wiped out, and you're left with 6,000. Holy shit. That's a huge, like you've lost 54 grand, right? Okay. But what happened also in 1929? Gold got revalued from 20 bucks an ounce to 35 bucks an ounce, right? That's like what, more than double. Now Jim Rickards ran some calculations, and he's run them in detail in a book called what is the book called? Is it Road to Ruin or Currency Wars? In one of those books, in either Road to Ruin or Currency Wars. In Road to Ruin, yes. He's run some scenarios of what would be gold's price in dollars, which, by the way, in a collapse situation, you can't think of a dollar price, because in a sense, like, the dollar wouldn't exist in that kind of scenario. So it's like, again, I want to quote Egon von Grey, where he says, Daniela Cambone one time asked him, what would gold be worth by 2030? And he's like, tell me what the dollar's worth, and I'll tell you what gold is worth. So so not to be a smart aleck on that, but you don't really want to think about it that way. But Jim Rickards has run a lot of different scenarios and done some good math. And so per all that math that he's done in that book, in his other book, in Aftermath, in that same Investment Secret #6, he says in a situation where where there's a proper collapse, he estimates that gold would go up 6.5 times, okay, based on 2018 money printing levels, which we all know that that's gone through the roof. So maybe we're talking 8 times or whatever. 8 times, not 8%, 8 times, okay? So, but let's stick with his math, and which he said 6.5 times. Okay. So now in this situation, your 10,000 gold has now become 65,000, correct? And your S&P, what you had, which was 60,000, has gone down to 6,000, because typically in those kind of scenarios, you know, it's like a 90% drawdown. So now do you see how you stay even and you stay whole, that 10%? Because plus 65k minus 54k, it's even. That's why. So I hope that that answered that person's question, and I hope that that person, Eric E, hears this. And I hope that when I upload this video and I copy it and put it, if I do put it as a comment on Lynette Zhang's channel, I hope the YouTube robots don't take it down, because yeah, I know they tend to like delete links and whatnot because of whatever viruses and not viruses. What is that? Scammy people, when, you know, people who just put like ridiculous hacky type of links. So I hope it doesn't get taken down, and I hope this message makes it to you, Eric E. But that's the logic behind the 10%. Okay. Let me know what you think, and if any of you have any questions on this sort of a topic, let me know, because I do like answering questions. Take care. Bye.